How is it going, Bears fans? Welcome back to another episode of the Bear Down podcast, where we talk everything Bears every day of the week. Oh me, oh my, how the heck did we get here? The Bears have agreed to a one-year deal worth $10 million with former Cowboys quarterback Andy Dalton. He will have the chance to earn $3 million more with incentives with the Bears. Today, in episode number 226, we are going to be giving our instant reactions and thoughts on this trade, discussing whether or not this takes the Bears out of the market for trading for another quarterback or trading up in the draft, and our thoughts on what will happen if Dalton really is the guy. Welcome back to the show, guys. As painful as this is, you're going to hear a lot of us talk and be pretty mad at the Bears for this monstrosity of a signing. But do us a favor, if you want Bears content every day of the week, no matter where you are listening, YouTube, Spotify, or Apple Podcasts, do us a favor and subscribe, like if you're listening on YouTube as well, because we're going to be posting stuff each and every day of the week. I am your host, Chris Maltby. Today, to break this down, I am joined with both of my co-hosts, Parth and Jaylen McClinton. Guys, without saying anything about the trade, just simply based on emotion, how are you guys doing right now?
Decent, I guess. I'm just kind of exhausted.
I was about to go to sleep, and then all this happened. I just got a notification that Andy Dalton's a Bear, so decent. It would be fine for me right now, but I'm not doing anything close to that. Jaylen, what's going on, man? How you doing?
I'm far from decent, bro. Hey, Pace keep testing me, bro. I don't like him testing my patience. I don't like that.
Yeah. It's just tough. Not a good spot to be in. But let's talk about this.
How's it going, everybody? Manscaped hooked me up with a bunch of tools and formulations from their Perfect Package 3.0 kit. I know we all have stories of trying to shave down there and perhaps nicking ourselves and bleeding, and it's not very fun, but not to worry with Manscaped. Manscaped has created the best ball hair trimmer ever, the Lawnmower 3.0. Their third-generation trimmer features a cutting-edge ceramic blade to reduce grooming accidents thanks to their advanced skin-safe technology. I now feel confident shaving my boys. In addition, this trimmer comes with an LED light for a more precise shave and is waterproof to make your shower shave clean and easy. And don't use the same trimmer you use on your face as your balls. That's just nasty. The Lawnmower 3.0 comes inside their brand new Perfect Package 3.0, which comes with everything you need to keep trimmed, cut-free, and smelling nice down there. The Manscaped Perfect Package 3.0 also includes the Crop Preserver, an anti-chafing ball deodorant and moisturizer. You already put deodorant on your armpits. Why are you not putting deodorant on the smelliest part of your body? And yes, your balls stink. Speaking of which, I am also thankful for their Crop Reviver. This product, along with the Crop Preserver, keeps your balls from sweating, smelling, and sticking. Manscaped also threw in 2 free gifts into their Perfect Package, one being a pair of high-performance Manscaped boxer briefs that'll keep your junk feeling fresh all day, and a travel shed bag to store all of your grooming goodies. Trim that junk of yours. Get 20% off and free shipping with the code BD20 at manscaped.com. You'll see that on the screen right now. Your balls will thank you. Once again, that's 20% off with free shipping at manscaped.com and use code BD20. Unlock your confidence and always use the right tools for the job with Manscaped. Now let's get back into the video.
Former Cowboys quarterback Andy Dalton is signing a one-year, $10 million deal with the chance to earn another $3 million in incentives with the Chicago Bears per sources. That is from ESPN's Adam Schefter. Let's quickly go around. Parth, I'll start with you. Just raw and immediate. What was your reaction to this?
I was excited, especially because hearing about all this Wilson talk, all this Watson talk, I thought Bears, had a chance of landing one of these guys. But just knowing the Bears, they did the Bears move, brought in Andy Dalton, a guy I'd say who's similar to Nick Foles, just like last year, low key, not the best situation, especially because offensive line, we don't know how well it could be for a guy who likes to just stand in the pocket again, Andy Dalton's similar type of quarterback. There is some relationship with Bill there, so that could bring in some positivity. But again, he's not talented enough. He's getting up there in age. Is this someone that Matt Nagy really wants to trust to save his job? Because this could be Matt Nagy's final year in Chicago. And if he has a terrible year, I think he has a chance to become head coach in this league again. I don't think he has done anything at all to be a good head coach again. I mean, let's be honest, 2018 season, Vic Fangio's defense
All
carried
right. You're,
So,
you're going over the top.
I'm going
All
over
right.
the top here, but I'm frustrated with this Bears franchise. I'm just pissed off. I think this team has a chance to bring in a better quarterback. They did. They still can. But they signed Andy Dalton to a $10 million contract. I hope they draft for a quarterback, but we'll talk about that.
Yeah, and the NFL draft's going to be something that Bears fans are now keeping their eyes on very, very soon in the future. This is just frustrating for me. We kept seeing that the Bears weren't going to go low again for a quarterback, that they were going to aim high, that they were going to try and bring in someone who is a winner. While Andy Dalton is a winner and has some success with the Cincinnati Bengals back in the day, that's darn near a decade ago. We're not talking about 2018. We're talking 2012, 2013, 2014, 2015. So this confuses me. I'm a little bit, while I do think the Bears can still make another move at the quarterback position, the $10 million to $13 million confuses me a bit. And we'll see what happens with Nick Foles, but that seems like you're paying a hefty amount for someone who could possibly end up being a backup, depending on what your plans are in the future. But all in all, I mean, this is frustrating. I think we were all looking forward to something better happening, and maybe we see that in a couple of weeks with the NFL draft. But I would have much rather had the Bears not do anything at the quarterback position in free agency and wait and see if there's any options. Parth, you did bring up Russell Wilson. Seems like he's not going to get traded. Adam Schefter also said the Bears made a very aggressive push for him, but was told no by Seattle. So it seems like that was unlikely as is. Jaylen, I'm going to pass it to you, though. I know you're pretty pissed off. I know you probably would rather have Mitchell Trubisky back in this situation. But Andy Dalton is a Bear, and we have to accept that for now. So what are your thoughts on that?
First of all, I would definitely take Mitchell. Like, for one of the probably the only Bears fan on earth that never talk crap about Mitchell Trubisky, bro, I'm gonna miss him because, bro, Andy Dalton, we gave Andy Dalton $10 million to play backup. I'm pretty sure he's still gonna be the backup quarterback.
We'll have those discussions in the coming days, I'm sure.
We cannot go into the season with Andy Dalton as the starting quarterback. He had more offensive weapons with the freaking Cowboys last season when Dak broke his leg or broke his ankle and still didn't do nothing with it. So imagine what the offensive talent he has here with Allen Robinson. We don't even know if he's going to be on the team.
Robinson's definitely on the outs now.
Come August. So he's going to have Darnell Mooney. We're about to trade Anthony Miller, David Montgomery, and
I will say we've got a ton of content to make now. Look at all the Anthony Miller, everything. We've got some videos to make in the coming days. So I will say we will be posting every day now. At least there's that.
But bro, this is getting ridiculous at this point.
Dude,
I know I'm probably one of the only people on this podcast that when we were talking about firing Pace and Nagy, I was like, no, give him a year. Give him one more year. We made the playoffs. We made the playoffs 2 out of 3 years with Nagy. Even though we went 8-8 back-to-back years, obviously we want to see the team get better. Technically, the team did get better. Last year we didn't make the playoffs. This year we did. So I guess we've seen progression from the team, but multiple mistakes on the quarterback position. This is the second year in a row. Well, you could possibly say third. People might disagree. That Mitch, didn't have a very good season in 2018, but. Back to back, at least Nick Foles traded a 4th-round pick for him, and then this year you give Andy Dalton $10 million when we barely have cap space, in the first place. That cannot happen, especially when we're a very talented team. We made the playoffs with iffy quarterback play, and the team is only going to get older, especially with the defense. Khalil Mack just turned 30. Keem Hicks is 30, 31, 32. Kyle's 29 years old. All of our main guys are starting to reach the later parts of their career, and we're wasting their talent with bad quarterbacks. So I definitely know with Pace, we definitely know he's a very aggressive person. At least we know he tried to be get very aggressive with the Seahawks to go get Russell Wilson, and obviously they're not gonna trade one of the best quarterbacks in the NFL. So who knows? I definitely expect us to draft a quarterback. So if we can't leave the draft without taking a quarterback in the first round or the second round, that cannot happen. But
Yeah, and let's move on to that a little bit because now, obviously as of yesterday before the Dalton stuff started circulating, it seemed like the Bears were backing themselves into a corner where they have to trade. And there's still a lot of belief out there that the Bears will still try and move up in the draft, get someone like a Trey Lance, possibly someone like a Justin Fields, depending on how high they want to move up. And you would assume they'd have to give up, to move from 20 to somewhere in the top 9. They would have to give up quite a lot to move up. But Parth, I want to ask you, I mean, obviously going into the season with Andy Dalton or Nick Foles as your week 1 starter is definitely going to be tough. It's going to put you in a weird spot. And I wouldn't be too confident with that Bears team whatsoever heading into 2021. So I want to ask you, do you think this rules out the Bears getting another quarterback, or do you see them trading up in the upcoming draft?
So are we going to be making videos about Nick Foles versus Andy Dalton competition videos this summer?
I think we gain more subscribers from not making videos.
Dude, no, I am not doing that this summer. Please, no. But if that happens, I wouldn't be surprised. This Bears team is in a lot of trouble cap-wise. I know they can make their way around it. A lot of teams have. Cap space is a myth at this point, but I don't know. But no one wants to come here. It feels like we have to trade up for a quarterback at this point. I think that's the best chance for the Bears to have some momentum. Just bringing in a rookie quarterback in town, at least it brings some spark to the city, and there's some buzz, and hopefully he can prove us right. It's gonna be tough because I don't really trust this organization to choose a correct quarterback, especially with the 20th pick. We'd have to trade up.
Can I say something real quick, Chris?
Yeah, go for it.
Well, I know I'm going to talk about this like in a couple minutes anyway. What it has to do, are we going to get quarterback? But if Pace wants to win the city of Chicago back, go get a Justin Fields or Zach Wilson. I mean, obviously, I don't even think we could get Zach Wilson. I think he's going to go number 2.
The one I'm keeping my eye on at this point is probably Trey Lance.
Yeah, but a lot of fans are going to say stay away from Trey Lance because he's another Mitchell Trubisky. Only started 1 year in college. Only played 1 game this season. They won the game, but he threw like 2 interceptions, which is like his first interceptions, I think, in like over 400 pass attempts. But people are going to be worried about that. So people are like, if you want a good quarterback, you have to go get a Justin Fields, who started every single year, or I think not every single year, but majority of his college career.
At that point, you have to trade up with the Bengals to get to 3.
Yeah, so we definitely, I would say, the offer that you were about to give the Seahawks for Russell Wilson, give the same offer to a team in the top 5 to go get a good quarterback at this point.
And
right?
that's much more risky considering at least you can know Russ can play. But I think if you're the Bears at this point, you have to keep an eye on both Mac Jones and Trey Lance. You'd have to give up less to go get them than you would to have to go get someone like Justin Fields or Zach Wilson, depending on what the Bears are targeting. I sure as heck hope, and I'm trying not to swear, that the Bears would trade up for someone. I think, and I believe deep down it's still in their thoughts. But then again, I never believed that they were going to sign Andy Dalton. So everything is unpredictable in Chicago. But at this point, I think you have to look towards the draft. You have to trade up and try and get someone else, because if you go throughout the entire season with Andy Dalton, things aren't going to go well. I highly doubt that team even gets 8 wins with the strength of schedule that the Bears have in 2021.
We're looking at 3 or 4 right now.
Yeah. Well, let's talk about
we have next year. We're not winning 4 games.
Let's talk about that a little.
3 or 4 games right now.
Let's talk about that before we close this episode off. And it doesn't have to be a long answer whatsoever. But I'm going to make it a 2-pronged question. Parth, I'll start with you. Number 1, if Andy Dalton is a week 1 starter, how many games does this team win? And number 2, by when are Nagy and Pace fired? Because you would think if things go downhill very quickly, like last year with a 6-game losing streak, they'd be out of here by the middle of the season. So
yeah, absolutely. If Andy Dalton's a week starter, there's maybe 4 games. I think there's 17 games next year, so maybe we go 4-13. I'd say Pace and Nagy are out by week 8.
Okay. Jaylen, what do you think?
Looking at this schedule, bro, we play the I mean, I don't know. I think we can beat.
We have like the third hardest
We
schedule.
played the Ravens. We obviously played Green Bay twice. We played the Bucks, who just won a Super Bowl. We might be seeing Russell Wilson if he's still there. The Rams with Matthew Stafford.
Over or under 6 games?
Over, I think we win 6 games. 6-11.
Okay. Yeah, I was going to go 5 to 6 games.
The defense is going to win us games alone.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Well, I'm going to have to agree with somewhere between what you guys said, 5 or 6 games. And you have to sure as heck hope that the Bears will bring in another quarterback, a talented quarterback, preferably a rookie quarterback at this point, if they want to have any success in 2021, because otherwise we will see a lot of changes heading into 2022. So questionable move by the Bears, but we still have to have hope moving forward that they can at least do something to make this move look viable. And we will keep you guys posted on everything here. So thank you guys so much for tuning in to this new episode reacting to the signing of Andy Dalton. Before you go, comment down below your thoughts on this move. Also, do us a favor, drop a like and subscribe and follow whatever platform you are listening on. If you want more content from us, head over to our website, beardown.com. We're posting columns, articles, and blogs every day this offseason to keep you guys posted on everything Bears. We surely have a lot to talk about on the website as well, so be sure to head over there, link in our bio, to check out all of our other content as well. If you would like to find the podcast on Instagram or Twitter, you can find it on both platforms at Bear Down. So be sure to go check that out. We provide some sneak peeks of some guests that are coming on the show. We also do bi-monthly giveaways, and you can also help us decide what we should record on. Finally, before I close this one off, all of the links to our social media pages are down in the description, myself as well as Jaylen and Parth. Our Instagram and Twitters are all worth following, so be sure to go give us a follow for our thoughts on the entire National Football League and all of Chicago sports. Parth Shaw, Jaylen McClinton, did not think we were going to be recording this podcast today when some news came out late last night. I kind of thought maybe there's a chance, but I was still on the outs. But here we are, man. Andy Dalton's a Bear. And there are a lot of questions in Chicago. Any last words before we close this one out?
Yeah, I've just been looking through Twitter and my Instagram page. It's blowing up right now. The comments, people aren't happy. This fan base is going to eat Ryan Pace alive today. He's going to have to make a move.
I got a comment yesterday on Instagram saying I want Ryan Pace's head on a stick at the bean.
I just got one saying Ryan Pace can die for all I care. They do not care here. They're ruthless here in Chicago. I mean, I'm not going to say anything about that today.
It doesn't help when the fans are super critical as well as other NFL fan bases just clowning us.
Exactly. At the end of the day, it's none of that. It should never come to all that. But these are some questionable moves. He panics a lot. Last year he panicked and traded for Nick Foles, and now he just signed to Andy Dalton. He's got to wait it out and see. I guess the quarterback market was closing up, but at the end of the day, I feel like just keeping Nick Foles and trading for up in the draft would have been better than bringing in Andy Dalton. But
yeah,
don't know what to say now.
Yeah, I guess we will just have to stay patient and wait. And at this point, I don't even know if I can hope that things will get better. But Jaylen, any last words before we close this one out?
I can't say what I really want to say, bro. We're gonna get demonetized, but go Bulls. So that's about it.
Yeah.
They're testing me at this point, bro.
Yeah, we might all have to pick a XFL team or something just to root for. Once that stuff gets fan-controlled football, we might have to start rooting for Johnny Manziel and Josh Gordon.
I'm gonna start rooting for the CFL teams.
Yeah, I don't even know.
Is Mark Trestman
I think Mark Trestman's up there. I don't know.
Right, yeah,
I'm not rooting for
Well, guys, thank you so much for tuning in. Once again, I'm sure we're going to be posting videos every day talking about what is next for the Bears now, the Anthony Miller situation, what this means for Allen Robinson, what the Bears are going to look to do in the draft, and so much more. So be sure to subscribe and like if you want Bears content every day of the week. Your guys' support keeps us coming back. It's been a pleasure to be your host, guys. Once again, my name is Chris Malpe. Bears fans, as always, try and stay positive, have good mental health, and stay safe and bear down. We'll see you guys in the next one. Peace out.